popping the hood. Oh, look who that guy is. Hello viewers, good day to you and welcome back. I'm glad you guys are here. I know, I'm super glad to be here. This is a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Laredo package. I believe it's got the 4-liter straight 6 engine. Customer states check water pump and check thermostat. I'm wondering if we have an overheating issue. Sometimes folks like to tell you to check out what they think the problem is or the part. Oh, that did sound cool. Okay, it lives. Anyway, some folks like to tell you what the part they think is rather than describing the symptoms so we can diagnose it. So I'm going to translate that in my Crane Brainium as check cooling system, perhaps it has an overheating condition. So since I speculate that there's an overheat problem here, I'm not going to drive this particular Jeep just yet. At 131,614 miles on the odometer, we're going to nose around into the shop over here and pop the hood, and I'm going to inspect and check the coolant level and cooling system, and we'll see what's going on with the check water pump complaint. So stay tuned because this is going to be a very good video. Okie dokes, we're nosed into the shop here, set up on the rack, parking the auto. Taking a look just for our own informational purposes. We've got a ABS warning indicator and my seat belt is not on, so not worried about seat belt light, but we do have an ABS warning light on. Powering down. So let's get under the bonnet here, take a look at our power plant and figure out what's going on with this cooling system. Popping the hood. Ding, 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 ding. Well, this might be an easier diag than I thought because there's all kinds of little trails of droplets coming all the way through the parking lot from where I parked the Jeep right here. Yeah, all the way under. So I'm assuming it's leaking. We're gonna go with that. We have a leaker. Oh yeah, we're puking out some fluid now. Look at that green coolant all over the floor. Okay, so that confirms we have some kind of a leak going on here. Let's see what the dealio is. Hello, 4-liter straight 6. Yeah, I'd say we're leaking. Look at that, that's nasty. There's coolant everywhere. There's coolant on the smiley face gearbox, coolant on the thermostat housing, coolant on the belt. I'm assuming this is the water pump that's blown up here. Well, I know what to do. Let's just restart the engine and see where it's coming out of. Beginning engine restarting sequence now. Give it the reach in there treatment, hit the button. I want to make sure it's the water pump and not just the thermostat housing that's leaking. Now look, there's a bolt sticking out. See right there by the pulley? Just some rando bolt. Yeah. Okay, let's disassemble this and see what's going on. I saw parts missing, shutting down. Saw a bunch of coolant leaking, and there is a bolt just chilling right there. I see what's happening. I see the problem. I don't believe it's a water pump leak, but I'm not sure what that sideways looking bolt's doing there. That's kind of weird. Okay, so first things first, I guess I need to get this nasty belt out of here, and then we're gonna start disassembling this coolant thermostat housing business, and we're gonna see why we're missing a bolt. Okay, I need to get some of this coolant captured because it's leaking all over the place. I believe there's a drain valve down at the bottom of this radiator. Let me reach on down inside that hole there. There it is. Come on, valve. I got my hands on it. Oh, I can't turn it. I don't have the flangey strength. Pliers. Yeah, we'll just get at that from down below. It's got a little plastic valve down here. Let's see if we can't see it. Where are you, valve of plastic? I can't see what I'm doing. There it is. there's our little valve. So I'm gonna get a hold of that with the pliers. We'll crack it loose and then drain the coolant out into the bucket right here. Okay, pliers right here coming in. I know it's a little dark down here, but we won't be here for long. Just long enough to break that guy loose. That's good. A little more. Loud noises, Dave. Oh, that's still pretty tight. Can't turn it. See, the problem is taking this loose is I'm laying under it, so the more loose I get it, the more it's gonna leak on me, which is not okay. Oh, come on now. Just rotate it more. There we go. All right, coming out. Getting out of here. Drag the bucket back. Oh, look, I can see it through here. That makes it easier to manipulate, since I can see what I'm trying to see. Oh, there we go. We got a squirter. All right, we're draining. That's cool. Maybe I'll open it up a little bit more now that we're out of the line of fire here. Ah, it's running down my arm. There we go, that's fine. Okay, I've done my part. Time to ventilate the system. We'll pull that guy off, set you aside. So now I can start to disassemble this, this business up here and see what's going on with it. So let's see, we're gonna need an 8, an 8, and a 13 for this housing right here. The Ocho Wobbly. Love the wobbly bits. It's not very tight, but okay. Hopefully this is drained enough to let the not spill coolant, which it is. These hoses are spongy. It's nasty. I'm gonna suggest hoses. Let's get this guy out of here. Come here. Daco. Put that aside. And yeah, we're looking for a 13 now for that bolt. And there should be some at the bottom, but I don't think that they're installed. Okay, we're switched out to a 13. That wasn't even tight. That was not even tight at all. Okay, there's only one bolt holding this contraption together. What has happened here and why? We need to determine. Okay, we've got the red shmoo. You guys know how I feel about red RTV. There's the other bolt, but it's supposed to be in that hole, not shoved between this radiator hose business. Somebody put that there. It's not supposed to be shoved in there. It's supposed to go in there. Ooh, that's gross. Okay, well, let me try to dig that that fastener out of there, because we need to use that for the bottom hole. So it looks to me as if somebody has attempted to put a thermostat in this, and they foobarred the operation quite severely. We don't even have a gasket here. Yeah, they messed up this operation and somehow managed to shove that bolt in between the cylinder head and that coolant crossover pipe. Fascinating, fascinating. Okay, all right, coming in here. Let me see if I can get this this bit of business extracted. I'm really curious to learn how it got there. Like, somebody would have had to put a considerable effort into getting this thing in there to start with, if someone did it deliberately. Let's go ahead and wash that off. So how did this happen? Round 2, wiggle and fight. And then drop the flashlight again. Cut. Come out, come out. Yeah, that's It's talent right there. I'm impressed. Well, you know, that actually might not be talent. It could have happened organically and by accident. The bolt could have come out and then got kicked up by the belt somehow, some way. I just don't know. But I do know I need to get it out of there. There we go. Extraction complete. Yeah, this one goes here. That's where it goes. And then this one goes here, like so. I think what I'm gonna do is take this belt off and make sure those threads are still good in the front of the cylinder head, because that's kind of weird that that would have come out of there like that. Okie doke. So way down yonder, that's the tensioner. Try to get flashlight. Let's get the ratchet on it, and we'll untension the tensioner. We will need the 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter, because this flex ratchet, the long handled, is a 3/8, not a 1/2 inch, and the tensioner requires 1/2 inch. So we will adapt and overcome. Plug that guy in, untension the belt, pull it off the idler pulley here, and I'm gonna recommend we put a new belt in this. It's probably the best idea, but first I want to find out if the threads in this head here are any good or not. Yeah, because we just don't know. I realize this is the long bolt. Not the short one that actually goes here. Okay, it started. I'm gonna run it down some. Get on there. Okay, threads are good. Ding! Let's take this thing back out. Recover. Okay. Oh, I just noticed something. Look, there actually is a gasket here. I did not realize. But yeah, there it is. There does happen to be a gasket on this housing. Not a very good one, but it is here. So let's go over to the grinder, wire wheel all this nasty business off of here, clean it up, make sure the surface is good, and I'll order a new gasket. We'll put this back together and see if it's going to hold coolant. Okay, grinder, powering on. Got a grinding stone and a wire wheel. Yeah, I got between them. That was good. A little more. More speed. Now it's shiny. Oh. Hello, are you here for your mandatory video appearance?
Mandatory, and I brought lunch.
Lunch and coffee! Yes, thank you, darling.
Matcha, not coffee, matcha. Matcha.
Oh, is that green?
It's a green tea.
Yeah, no,
it's supposed to be healthy.
No, we're good. I'm good. I'll have coffee. Okay, so real quick, just for fun, let's bust out the borescope here, and I want to look down inside of this cylinder head, and we want to look at how much buildup, look at that there, we can find inside of these cooling passages. This is why it's a good idea to do some of those fluid exchanges that I talk about to prevent this kind of thing. Look at that, look in there. There's a lot of rust and corrosion going on inside of this cooling system here. Is that like smoke coming out through there? Look at that. What is that? That's kind of weird. Hope it doesn't have a leaking head gasket. Yeah, going in a little deeper like. It's kind of tough because this borescope had to bend a little bit to get around the corner. Keep going back. Get in there. I think that's as far as I can get it, maybe. Oh, here we go. Going a little farther. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing any more of that smoke business. It looked like combustion gases or something that were seeping in. Yeah, I think let's stick with the more conservative plan here. We're gonna fix this thermostat housing first, and then see if this thing has a cooling system problem or not afterwards. That's the best idea, I think. Okie dokes, we're going in with a little Ziz wheel polisher, and I'm gonna clean up the front surface right here on this cylinder head here. Loud noise.
Alright, squeeze. Let's see here, let's move the fan blade over some and get down on this side. There we go, kind of, almost.
It got me. I don't have the space that I need. There. Nice and shiny-ish. Okay, let's try to get this back together. What's up, darling? Alright, hang on a minute. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, now the fun part is getting the housing in without knocking out that thermostat. So what I'll do is run the bolts through without dropping them. There we go. And we're going to take the thermostat gasket. Get a new gasket here. I'm not going to load it up with sealant. It should not be necessary. Slip this guy on like so. I also wire wheeled these bolts as well, FYI. And we're just going to maneuver this into position very carefully like. Get my hand in there. Get that one started. It's not turning much more, but okay. That's fine. And the fun one is down there at the bottom. I've got my finger on it. You can't see. I have my finger on it. And we're putting some forward pressure here. What I need to do is line that bolt up with its hole. So I'll just, it came out. Yeah. There you got it, we didn't lose it yet. Top bolt came out. I didn't have it threaded enough, bear with me. Yeah, that one right there popped out. Put that back. Okay, now back to that bottom bolt again. Give that thing a couple turns. Once it's started, we're good, and the gasket can't come out. There we go. Got it. Okay, bottom bolt's in, top bolt is in. Let's get some forward click action here. That one's tightish. Click. That was a neutral drop torque sequence on that one. Okay, so thermostat's in place, the gasket's in place, the housing's in place. I'm gonna put this stuff back together real quick, and we're gonna add some water to it and determine as to whether or not we have another coolant leak. My guy said he thought he needed a water pump, and it appears that it does not need a water pump at this time. But we need to determine that before we ship this thing out of here. So, let's get our belt and whatnot back in order. I know this belt needs to be changed and probably some other stuff as well, but we're focusing on the task at hand at this current point in time. So this one's gonna go under that idler. Actually, no, we're gonna go around the alternator first. Then pull back on the tensioner and slip this belt under this idler right here. There. Okay, belt's back on. Let me get my ratchet back. Plug these hoses back in real quick like. And we'll refill this system and see if we have a fix or see if we have a do more type of situation here. That goes there. Where's that plug at for the temp sensor? There she is. There we go. Okay. 8mm for the hose clamps, and we're all set here. The wobbly ocho. Clickages of the clamp. There. Okay, so now we'll reach back down, tighten up that valve again on the radiator. That way all of our new coolant slash water doesn't drain out. There we go. That guy's tight now. A little more. There. Okay, valve's tight. Let's refill the ratcheting core. So I just changed my mind. I'm not going to fill this up full of water. I'm actually going to fill it full of coolant because my spider senses tell me that that was the leak and that it does not need a water pump. So we're going to go with that. If it does need a water pump, then this is on me and I'm risking all the coolant. But I would rather not fill it full of water and then have to drain it and then fill it full of coolant again anyway. So we're just going to roll the dice on this one. Fill it full of coolant and hopefully I'm right. It's always a risk, always some kind of a gamble. Ooh, we do need to check for head gasket. Let's put the big funnel on this, that way we can run it with the coolant in the funnel, and then we can also observe for bubbles coming out of the coolant system that may be coming from the cylinder head. Yeah, it's just that steaming, smoking business was a little off-putting, especially since this is a cold engine and it wasn't up at operating temperature. Oh no, all my kid toys fell. Okay, so there's our funnel. Now I can just fill this thing all the way up. There we go. Glug, glug. Fill it on up. So I'll give the upper hose a bit of a squeeze. It's going to start to displace the air. There we go. Okay, go ahead and hit the key, restart the engine. Or the button, it's not a key, button. Just giving this a couple squeezes. Air bubbles out. Okay, we let this thing alone for a few minutes. Make sure we're not pouring out coolant. We'll let it come up to operating temperature. At that point, the thermostat's going to be opened up. It's going to start to circulate the coolant. This level's going to drop down, and then we can do a finalized recheck for leaks. Yep, coolant's going down. Dry off some of that spillage. That's nasty. Goodbye, coolant. Need more. Here, let us apply some throttle here. Raise the RPM. Yeah, see, it randomly starts doing that. Throws up a bunch of bubbles. Yeah, I'm still concerned. Couple more. That's me. I'm doing that with the squeeze action. Yeah, let's just leave it alone for a little while and see what happens. All right, this thing's been running for about 15 more minutes. It seems to have calmed down. We're not throwing a bunch of bubbles, and it's not doing that gurgly business anymore. So we're gonna go out and take this thing for a ride and see how she's gonna act here. So what I'll do is I'll take the rest of this coolant, dump that into the surge tank right here. Pop that out. Come here. We'll let that drain back into the surge. Put that little cap thing back on. Take this little cap thing back off. Here. It's almost a no-spill funnel. Pop that guy on. This is good. Let me clear the way here. We're going to go ahead and back this out, rinse it off. Gravity. We'll back this out, rinse it off, and take it for a ride. Stay. Okay, Laredo. Let's give this engine a bath real quick, like. It feels kind of surgy and rattly. It's like a rattly surge. All right, let's get all this nasty rinsed off of here. Goodbye, coolant spillage. Hose off the belt, bottom side of it especially, because we couldn't wipe that one down. Radiator core support, because that had coolant spilled in it. That's the beam across the bottom of the radiator. Get that rinsed off. That way, once we drive this thing and it dries off some, if we find anything dripping or leaking, we'll know it's not old residual coolant. Clean out the smiley face. We get in there deep. All right, I think we're good here. Okie dokes, climbing back in there, y'all. Yeah. There we go. Safety clickage or tickets. Well, we're not overheating, but it is kind of vibrating. But it is an old Jeep. Old Jeeps do things like that. Hey, more coolant. And we're off. Okay, here we go. Watching that temp gauge, making sure that thing stays put. I think this thing just backfired. Sounded weird. Little steam. Yeah, this thing's backfiring. That's weird. Yeah, this thing might have some internal engine problems. I don't think it should have been backfiring. It's fuel injected. Fuel injected engines are not supposed to backfire, but I heard it. Let's give it some fullish throttle. Here's some pinging and some spark knock. Backfire, backfire, backfire. Dong, dong, dong. Yeah, and I feel it lose engine power when it does that. I bet it's got leaking valves. That's really the only way to get it to backfire, being fuel injected, is or have it way, way, way out of time. But we can't change ignition timing on this, and we can't change valve timing on this. I bet it's got leaking valves. But on the bright side, temperature looks good. That's okay. Let's make our couple left turns here, head under the bridge, and we'll go back and recheck for leaks after all the air or all the water dries up. Oh yeah, that misfire is coming in. I feel it. Dong, 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 dong. You can even see it on the tack. See it dropping? Drop, 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 drop. Yeah, it's got a very gnarly misfire. Okay. Green light. All right, pulling back in. Test drive's complete. It was still misfiring. Let's see if I can't make it do it here in the service stall. We'll power brake it some. So I'm applying the brakes with one foot, and I'll apply throttle with the other foot. Yep, felt a shudder. It's not backfiring, but it is misfiring something fierce. Yeah, look at that. See the tack dropping out? Burnout. Yeah, it just did a bunch of backfire action. Okay, we have more problems. Anyway, let's go check for coolant leaks. Re-popping the hood. Back open again. All right, well, I don't feel a whole boatload of pressure in the hose. That's good. Usually if you're pushing combustion gases into the cooling system, you're gonna get an overpressurized hose and you won't be able to squeeze it. The thing will be rock hard. Let's see, still have coolant in the surge tank. That's fine. And I'm not seeing anything leaking out of it. I'm gonna let it sit here and run for about a half hour and just kind of observe it. We'll see what we can do about addressing this backfiring issue. I got a feeling it's got some valves that are leaking inside of this unit, but that would be another problem for another day. Having said all that, guys, I think I've got nothing more to offer on this particular video. This operation is complete. We had a bolt failure install causing a massive coolant leak. The thing had overheated. It's kind of put back together. It seems to be running. It's no longer leaking. but there should be more to do on this thing in the future. So guys, having said all that, as always, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Certainly hope you enjoyed this video. If in fact you did enjoy this video, please feel free to let me know about that in the comment section down below. Do not forget to tap that like button while you're down there. And most importantly, have yourself a great day. See you guys later in a video, into Jeep, into coolant leaker, into transmission.